Welcome back to Crypto Talk. We're watching the weekly close here, guys. Let's start here on the 3-day. So I've been pointing this out for a few days now, actually past week. So total collective here of 9 days in the candles, but you can see we've had great support here on the point of control for the range. That came in roughly around 59,500, never got down there. We are getting bounces at 59.8 and then 59.9. Both of those were bought up really strongly, cementing in this new uptrend, right? So higher low starting. We had a lower high, but finally new higher low, or excuse me, higher high here on the more macro percentage here. So this is what I'm watching. We're also struggling to get back above, and we also had it earlier. The value area high of this range, we poked our head above it here in the 3-day. If I zoomed in some, you'll see it's a little bit easier to see that we are back above that. But as I show here, you got the point of control held, confirmed another higher low. You back above the value area high. This is a huge level here coming in at 61,755. Support resistance flip. We flipped that again, and the RSI has reset. So really bullish. This chart I've turned off Market Cipher B to give you more of a clear look how this looks here. If I could jump on over to another chart, you can see we've actually pulled back within the range as well. So you had the deviation, right? You had a macro range, you had a manipulation, you're back into this range, you're looking for a breakout. So typically speaking, you have these manipulation events where you're within the range, you drop out of the range, manipulate people, squeeze them, get back in the range, pump to the next range. So I'm expecting us to retest that 66,400 range in the near future. That could be this week sometime. That would be right on schedule with the 10th to the 16th on average being the time during October where we break out. Here is the weekly chart with Market Cipher B, and money flow is still up. I still see this momentum wave curving back up. This should be a big push. Weekly market, I should show you also here on this guy. The weekly RSI was a breakout last week of this downtrend. If you drew a trend line here on the downtrend, you could see we did break out. Every single time we break out of something of this nature, you go back in time, you had a 6-month bull run. So right on schedule. Also looks like you're getting really close here on the MACD to breaking up. Really close. So we'll leave it there. Let's go back over to the actual trading chart, and this is the one I use. Dropping into the daily here for you. Trigger wave confirmed in 29 minutes for the weekly and daily close. Looking for a big push here. Money flow is really coming back in here on the daily. Like what I see. You've got obviously the green dot printed, mainly because of the VWAP coming back above the zero line. We're back above the 20. The 9, the 20, the 50, 100 EMA on the 1-day. The 200 is up here at 63,635. So that's a big flip there to get back above that. On bullish stuff, we're above everything minus the daily. Actually, we're above the daily too. So VWAP perspective, we're above the yearly, the monthly, the weekly, and then now we're back above the daily VWAP as well. Zooming on in, zoom into the 4-hour. You can see we're above everything on the 4-hour. Super bullish. Battling with a support resistance flip coming in at roughly 62,645. Currently at 62,729. I like what I see. You're going to start to see some big resistance at 66 again. And to be really simple, just pull a fib from top to bottom here. And then look for rejections off the 618 or higher. So 618 is coming in, short position like 64, roughly speaking. If you don't see a sharp rejection in that general region, look higher towards the 786 coming in at 65, and then the 886. Asia loves shorting that. And that's also coincidentally with the weekly open. That will be a good spot to really push. And then you'll see how the previous month and the previous week high, being we opened the month at that point in time. So these are areas to watch for rejections. Get back above that. We're really rocking and rolling off to the races. You can see we have a huge order block up here between 67.6 and let's say 70,300. MEXC alone, you've got almost $1 billion in shorts sitting there in liquidity. This one down here, you can see we have $500 million. So now look again across all 27 plus leverage exchanges. You've got a lot of money sitting there. Something to watch for. Keep in mind you could have a sell-off just after closing, but I'd expect this to be bullish. 1 hour, you got some really strong wicks coming down from the top. These are open candles I have here too. You can check out the CVD if you pull up the different candle bodies, this volume footprint. Zoom back out to the 4 hour. We can look at the, let's see what I got here. Let's see if my TPO sensor actually works today. Let's see what we got. So what we're looking for here is little single profiles, so single prints. And I don't really see any. Of course, you got some tiny wicks up here at 60, the top of these wicks, 69 or 62.9. We have some fair value gaps probably going to fill here at 63.200. And then you got a bunch. Really, you don't have much else. Below us, yeah, you've already filled most of these. So yeah, I mean, this point I'm looking up. I haven't even pulled up a heat map yet for liquidity, but this looks like it's pushing up. So we can turn off the TPO. And one thing to point out too, I'll go back over to this chart. Actually, I'll go back to the 3-day, I think. One day. I'm trying to find where I saw something early before I started the stream. Maybe it was a weekly. Yeah, so my buy indicator that I've programmed hadn't triggered since on the weekly, since we took off down here. So my Mongo Pro Trader indicator, my buy indicator hasn't triggered since 26.9. That was the last time this triggered. So that tells you how bullish we are in general. That means you've got on the weekly, you've got short-term moving averages being crossed over by longer-term moving averages, which means they're all heading upwards. Super, super bullish. So I was pretty shocked to see that because, again, we haven't seen that for a long time. 26.9 was a long time ago, guys. So that's what I'm watching. Do we have targets? We've set targets a long time ago. We could talk about that, but I keep erasing my chart. You're looking at 101 to 155. There's your average range. If we jump back over to the BLX chart for you, which is my max barometer. I always turn off my indicator, though, because it just makes things cleaner. And then jump out to the monthly. Here's where we are. So still based on previous cycles, we have a projected high coming in somewhere between March of 2025, and then if we get an extended cycle, you're looking at like October of 2025. One of the more uncertain things at this point in time is the bear market low, where I'm expecting that October of 2026. So how high we go between now and then is to be seen. On this chart, I've mapped them out. I still have my 135 is my top bull target. I'm more conservative. The 1618 comes in at 101. The 2618 comes in at 155. I am taking kind of like a little bit more than 50% between the two, somewhere between 60 and 70%, and that's where I'm getting my 135 from. So that's my general projection. We're about to print a trigger wave here on the monthly too. The last time we did that, we had this big push up, but I feel like this is just way different. You can see the money flow is stronger here. The momentum is slowed significantly. It's not dropping rapidly. The RSIs are also tight and pointing up at this point in time. We didn't have that back here. They were rapidly dumping. They've been tight this whole way up. So I'm a little bit more bullish this time around. Also, look at the volume back here too. They were really high. It's been dropping off, which is indicative of a big move that's coming on the monthly. And then with the QE starting and the quantitative easing ending and money printer about to go burr, super bullish, guys. I don't know how else to tell you on that one. Drop down to the weekly here for you. Now on this pull, this is the BLX chart. We're still below the point of control, which is coming in at 63.2. So we need to get about $1,900 higher on this larger pull before we see that. But again, you could just pull. We finally have the higher low we're looking for. First one here, second one confirmed here, third one confirmed here. We just need a breakout above. Really, for internal break and structure, you're looking like 70,000. Let's round up to 800. And then to get the all-time high, you are somewhere in the neighborhood of 70, pretty much call it 74,000. So if you also come back and look at this chart has it. So let me zoom out for you. The two top trend lines here. This one was based on candle body closes. Let me go to the weekly because that's where I drew this one. Yellow was wicks. The candle body closes is on the white yellow here. So we're really close. It doesn't feel like it right now, but we're much closer to the white than we are. So we need to break about 64, let's say 65,000 to really see a really big push here, and then get back above this one, like 67, we'll call it 700 to get back above the candle wicks. Anything above that with a back test, we're rocking. This is your first time in crypto. When things move, they move hard. So this could be one of these things where it's going to be a back test of both as we start to really move up. And then once you get above this level, we back test that level, right, as support. Oh my goodness gracious, it's off to the races. Word of advice, if this is your first time in crypto, first market cycle, during the time frame when it's laid out on a BLX chart, sometime between January and March, if you see 3 months of 100% or more each month, you want to start scaling out. That's the one thing I learned in the last market cycle. So when we had this is an indicative of a blow off top bull run. It's usually over at that point in time, based on the time they had it, right? So you had, this was December, January, February, March, right? March was the top. What did I just say back here? You've got March as my projected market cycle top. Here it is. Really the 25th of February, so almost March, not quite. It'd be like an ugly Valentine's Day, or a really good one, depends on how you look at it. You don't want to be trying to time the top. You want to be scaling out near the top. So whether this blow off top goes all the way up to the 135 mark, I want to be periodically taking profit here. I want to be taking profit here. I am taking profit here. I am taking profit here, whether that's 10% on each one, 10%, 10%, 10%, 10%. And then as we get more overextended, I'm going to start doing 25%, 10%, 15%. I'm making sure that when this thing comes back down, I'm not stuck with my pants down. That is the number one thing to do. It's very difficult to actually time the top, so you don't know. But you want to scale out within 25% on the way up, and then the 25% on the way down, and then you want to be sitting on a large hoard of cash if possible. Trust me, from someone who did a really good job selling HEX in the last bull market, but also I also gambled a lot of it away in meme coins. So you need to be careful on what you're doing. If you have questions, ask someone experienced like myself in terms of what they should be doing. I can't give you financial advice, but I can tell you what I'm doing, and I will do my best to keep you guys posted on that during this upcoming market cycle. The big three that I'm watching is Solana, SUI, and Band Protocol currently. My Band is getting ready to ramp up and take off. I've already discussed this in previous videos. Band is at the very bottom, guys. Band is so far down. Again, this isn't the full chart. This is MEXC because that's what I traded on. But you got a triple bottom here. Great time to get in if you haven't already. Of course, us Americans here have pretty crappy local economy, so hopefully you have some cash to throw at it. If not, just realize you've got some time. If I pull a fib here on this chart, this isn't the full chart, I don't believe. Just give you an idea. 2618 is up to $6. We're sitting at $1.16, guys. So $1.16 just up to the 2618 or the 236. Excuse me. It's a 400%. 618 is up here at 1,000% all-time high based on this chart, which I'm not sure is right, so don't quote me on that. 1,000%, 1,800%. You've got the 1618 at 3,000% and the 2618 up here at nearly 5,000%. So this is why I have a bag of this. This, in my opinion, has the niche market that Chainlink does not have. If you don't know what an oracle is, it's basically allows the API data to be live streamed directly to smart contracts for live data. Without that, they'd be dumb smart contracts. They'd be dumb contracts, not smart contracts. So everything from betting, sporting data, live data for actual coin actual pricing across all asset classes, across all charts. This is how different exchanges maintain the same price just because they're all constantly contacting each other. The one thing that Band Protocol has, the others don't, is it has a niche in the sporting market. So it's got the NBA, the European soccer leagues. It has NHL. It's literally contracted every major sporting organization, whereas Chainlink is very much governments, B2B. So they've got a nice niche, unlike some of the other ones like Teller. They're a little different. They're kind of competing in a different sector. So this is a forgotten about Oracle that I have liked since, 2020, 2021 when they came out. So when they first came out, I bought them at $15. Look where we are now. They're at $15. I traded up to 20 and I got out. So this is, $1. Think about $1.16. So SUI is no different. SUI is like Solana. It just has a huge following on the community's got a big push behind it. So SUI's got a lot of way to run. It's near its all-time high, I believe. So this one doesn't have as much room to run as Band Protocol, but it has that same kind of niche factor that Solana has, where it has a huge community pushing behind it. So I won't talk about that. I'm always watching Boom. Boom could be a big market player here. I'm watching this one. I turned off a lot of indicators. I like to watch it just off of the 200 SMA on different time frames. As you can see here, everything else starting to run, it runs, but you can see just off this bounce alone, this thing, runs to almost 3%. So low leverage for that one. I've got blockchain bets here. I've got a small bag of this. This one's got the online gambling really tied down for the blockchain sector. So I like this one a lot. Other than that, it's just really focusing on the basic stuff this time. And pay attention to Solana. Its ecosystem is going to blow up. This could be the meme coin season like we had in ALTS in 2021, 2020. It's much cheaper to release a meme coin on Solana. Just be careful. Literally 3/4 of them are rugs. So on the first day, you have to watch it like a hawk. If it goes up 300% like the one I was in yesterday, which is Len, and then it crashes. So literally it got to 10 million, which I was targeting. I sold 50%, and then it had an 82% drop in the first 15 minutes after, and then I sold the rest. So you got to be careful. Definitely got to be careful. So just to recap, bullish, guys. I mean, it's just how will I put that? I mean, this on the daily. Just look at this thing. Nice bounce, getting a slow down here at the value area high, but we're pushing. So right now we've got what I wanted to see. You've got rounding on structure here on the chart. You had a back test. You confirmed the back test with a point of control, and we're looking to go higher. So with that said, nothing I say is financial advice. Best of luck. You want to find me, Inhibitor Crypto Blackwall on Twitter, the Blackguard Discord. You need some private help with chart setup and your overall psychology. Hit me up in the coaching section of my Patreon. You can also access the Mongo Pro Trader who is in here through the Patreon. So anybody, whether you're in there for a month or long time after that, you've got access to this Pro Trader. So it is available. Once you join there, you're going to have the ability to send me your TradingView name, and I will release the Pine script to you. Basically, I just send over the information, and then you'll have access to play with that. And also, the first 200 of you get a Mongo NFT, which you can see in Patreon. It's the cover page. So there's only 200 of those. There's about 193 left. So talk to you soon, guys. Thanks.